All right. Hey, everybody. Zach Ullman doing another live interview with Julian. So I've known Julian for a while. He is a money lender. He is a leader in our community, and he's just an all-around great guy. And so I just want you all to get to know him a little bit better. He has a lot of background in real estate and a lot of background in money lending, and he's just a huge resource to our team. So welcome, Julian.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit about what you did before you joined the team.
I've been in real estate one way or another for a long time, but I would say to that question, keeping it brief, I was a lone wolf.
Got okay.
And I'm glad not to be a lone wolf anymore.
I was the same way, man. I tried doing everything by myself.
Yeah. So that's it. I was a lone wolf looking for a community.
But you were in the mortgage industry, right? As a profession?
Yeah. So I've been in the mortgage industry since 2001, license originator. I've had a real estate license actually since 1996, which I've never used. Um, Developed a 100-lot subdivision in Rimrock, Arizona. Built spec homes. You just kind of forget all the things that we've done. But mobile home park, purchased that several years back. I've owned up to 50 properties at one time,
Wow.
and moved down. That was all in northern Arizona, all until 3.5 years ago. Moved down here for a bigger world for my kids and better schools.
That's awesome. So I love hearing like I would call you an experienced investor. And I
Mm-hmm.
love hearing people like you actually want to join our group because it really adds credibility to who we are, what we do, and so that makes me happy, man. I didn't know that much about you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And really, frankly, it's because of what you've created. I mean, the reality is this community is unlike other communities, and that's what excites me about it. That's what has, I think all of us drive, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour and a half to show up. It's the community that's exciting, and
That's
then the
awesome.
magic happens out of that. Yeah,
Yeah. So how long have you been with the group?
I think officially it's like 4 months.
4 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know you've done so much real estate investing. I'd love to just uh, talk about what you've accomplished since joining the group, and then maybe what
Yeah.
you've accomplished overall in your whole career. Because I didn't know you did all that.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing that is amazing to me, it really is the power of showing up. So I think it is a combination of the right community, and then frankly, it is just showing up. So I think I've missed a couple of Wednesdays, but there was one I missed in particular. Somebody was in the hot seat. I came the next week. They raised their hand. They were looking for money. And I'm like, we can do that. And had I not shown up, I never would have heard that comment. So right now, I'm working on 6 deals, all out of showing up. And that's in the
Wow.
last 4 months. Yeah. Yeah. And frankly, I mean, there's more than that cooking, but 6 that I can quantify right now.
So sit in your the money side of it, or are you?
I'm on the money side of it.
I think that's one of the biggest, and we'll talk about this a little later. But I think people come in and they have this idea of I can't find the money, or the money's the hardest part. And what I realize is if you have a good deal, money will come. And
Absolutely.
and I love having you, the money guy, in our group because it's like, hey, go talk to Julian.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I'll tell people when not to use me, right?
Right.
And where to look. I referred out a deal the other day. It just didn't really fit us and what we do. And being a part of a community, it is about sharing and enriching others. So if I can't do it, I'm not going to hold my cards to my chest.
I
I
love
truly
it.
believe in the power of sharing, and that all comes back.
I love it. So before the group, it's not you've done a mobile home park. Tell a little bit about what you've done before the group because I'm interested in that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that's important, maybe uh, worth sharing, is it is never too late. Um, I was definitely involved in the 2008 business and what happened outside of that. And so one of the greatest victories, so I mean, again, just um, developed 100 lots, built spec homes, have been doing hard money loans all this time, either as a broker or as a loan officer for another company, doing our own money. And the beauty is this, I got to the point where I was sick of the banks myself. I mean, here I was a mortgage broker using all the traditional methods of lending and just frustrated by all of the hassles that go along with that. And then 2008 comes, and so I'm kind of looking like, well, it's all looking up from here. And it's amazing what you can accomplish without traditional lending. So what excites me is when folks are, how can we, right? That's the main question. How can we do X, Y, Z? Part of it is just plain old calling. I mean, I'm sitting in a house that we acquired because it had been sitting on the MLS for too long, and the sellers they're carrying back. I have a 5-year note at a super low rate, and I'm going to refinance out of it probably just for fun, but I don't have to. So, I think it doesn't really matter what your past is. I think that's really the main message. It's just if you have the passion, I think if you have the desire and you have the passion, it's going to happen.
I love it.
And I really can't stress this enough. Like, you being a lone wolf, it's just things go slower.
Right. That was my experience.
Yeah. So I mean,
what are some of the circumstances that you had to overcome to get to where you're at today?
Yeah, I mean that's well, it's all here.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the number one circumstance, and the rest of it is. I was actually just listening to one of your Facebook posts, and this is it. So I mean, yes, I can say I got taken out in 2008. I can say that there were a lot of family crises, health crises going on, and those are all true. And then the rest of it's here. So the rest of it, I think, would just be a bloody tale, war stories to entertain people with, which would all come back to, I don't even think you have to believe in yourself, actually. I think that's convenient.
Okay.
I think it's the passion, if you just love real estate, if you're looking for freedom, inside of the group that we're talking about, just showing up and taking those steps and watching others and what they're up to. And yes, how did they do it? And, what mistakes have we made? But some of it's just showing up.
I think that's what I've learned. My mentors told me, they said, Zach, never miss a meeting. And I took it to heart. I used to drive 200 miles round trip for 3 years.
Wow.
And it's the dialogue that we have in ourselves and not taking action. So it's, getting in your head, right? What do you see stops other people from having success in this industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're touching on it, right? It's not making that call. It's not showing up. It's not putting the letter in the mail. It's actually what stops us is the thing we don't do. And I think that falls under some element of fear, right? That's the sum of all reasons that stops people. But no one's going to remember that you had a straw up your nose because you fell off your bike. Like, no one's going to remember, right? But you took that step. You were willing to be embarrassed. You knew you were willing to, I don't want to use the word fail, but experiment, right? Because it's all an experiment. So I think that's the main thing, is we just aren't willing to experiment. And we use other words for it, right? We use like, I'm going to fail, or I tried this. But if we stepped back and we said, hey, this is all just an experiment, we don't know what's going to happen, right? And then it's kind of fun. So I think one of the things I learned is anytime I hear the word, like someone uses, how are you feeling? I'm scared, or, right? It's the same biology, literally, to use the word excited as to use the word fear.
Right.
So anytime I hear the word fear now, I have a practice of, I'm excited. Because that's like, I don't know what's going to happen. That's it. Taking the step, showing up.
that was one of the biggest things for me is just, doing what I know I needed to do and just pushing through the fear.
Yeah.
Oh, love
Yeah.
it. What is one piece of advice you can give to the new person coming into our group?
Right. So I'm all about being a broken record tonight. Show up.
All right, man. Hey, I tell people if you just show up, I remember
Yeah.
Kelly Mondrag, and I'm going to interview her. She just showed up. She was part of the group for 2 weeks, and she overheard someone talking about a wholesale deal. And she goes, "Oh, I know a buyer, right? First deal ever." And she made $5,000
Woo.
because she was there.
Yes.
And I mean, if that's all everyone got out of all of this conversation is just show up.
Right.
Awesome.
And I would say this just briefly, you make an offer, right? Always make an offer. Do not be afraid to make an offer. So showing up also falls into that category. Like there's always an out, right? There's always an out. So show up, make an offer, just have a clause that says I can get out for any reason. Take that step.
I love it. So what are you looking for? What are you looking for from others? What can people help you with?
Accountability.
Okay.
Yes, I'm looking for more business. I'm looking to build a huge business inside the community, locally and regionally. I'm excited about that. So, the sort of the easy answer is deals, right? I'm looking for people who want money.
Cool.
The other thing I'm looking for my own portfolio is another mobile home park or apartment complex.
Okay.
But really, it's accountability. That's it. Because if someone's like, "Hey, you said you were going to do it, and I didn't do it."
You see our new accountability spreadsheet I created last night?
I didn't see the spreadsheet, but I'm going to look at it. Yeah.
I'll tag you in it because we had, in the seminar last night. I'm in a seminar with she's awesome. We're talking about being responsible.
Yeah.
And we don't have what we don't have because of us. And it hurts sometimes, but
it hurts.
It's so what is one thing that you can offer the community or whatever? How many?
Yeah. I think, I can offer my experience. I've done pretty much everything wrong you can do. So hopefully someone doesn't have to do that. I can offer encouragement, empowerment. I think I can really, inside of that sense of accountability, right? Like you literally can't make a mistake. It's just our ego that says we either did or didn't do it.
Right.
So hopefully I can offer, community, right? If someone's got to cry, you can cry. If someone's like, I have a victory, you got a victory. If someone, whatever that is, just offering a space like you can do this, right? And even if you just fell on your face, like I'll tell you a worse story to make yourself feel better.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I want to give a little shameless plug. You're a money lender, right?
I'm a money lender. Yes.
Yeah.
I want deals. I want to loan money. I want to make a ton of money. I want to charge as much interest as I can. And that's my business. And I don't want your property. I don't want you to default. I don't want foreclosure. I'm not looking for pre-foreclosures. I want to collect checks.
I love it.
Period.
What's one fun fact about yourself?
My son's right here. I don't even know if I am fun. What's one fun fact about myself? I write poetry. How about that?
Oh, okay.
I published a book of poetry, and it was scary and exciting, and it's on Amazon. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, that's all I have. I just want, if you want to wrap up with anything, I just want to give everyone a little bit of sense of who you are. But if you want to wrap up with anything, share anything that you think needs to be.
Yeah, it is all about empowerment. It's all about, for me, real estate. It's always been my passion. I played with blocks when I was a kid. I wanted to be a contractor when I grew up, not a firefighter, not a police officer. And nothing happens in a vacuum. So regardless of whether we actually do business or not, you can count on me to tell it to you straight. And I am out for you to make money just as much as I'm out for me and my family to make money. So you can count on me for that.
I love it, man. I love it.
Thank you.
So I appreciate it, bud. We'll let you get going, and I definitely want to connect. I'm excited. So I'll text you, but I got some ideas. So
sounds good.
All right, brother. Thank you.